And then we hit that, and we start moving. And this stuff's starting to look like something off of Lord of the Rings. It really is.
With the bridge and stuff. Hey, yes, I'm back.
I wish this controller would fucking work right.
Hey, yes, guys, I am back.
Jeez, look at this. I'm hitting straight. And it just keeps doing that.
Yeah. Is there like another controller or is that just gone?
No, the other controller would sit there and spin in circles. This one at least only does it when I'm trying to go straight. Yeah, that makes it so much better. Oh, the tiny dog is having so much fun in the background. Look at the little. Uh-oh. Oh, no, she didn't.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
That ought to be more entertaining. Look at the little chihuahua. You see tiny dog? Tiny dog knows you.
Tiny.
The dog is tiny. But it's alright. She's the perfect size for what she is. A little bitty ankle biter.
Yeah, go fetch.
That dog's like, you tell me to go fetch. I'll bite you. Oh, this kid's silly. Look at that. That's funny.
Go fetch.
That dog is mad. I don't care. You keep doing what you're doing. You're entertaining the little chihuahua.
Chihuahua. Come on.
Tiny dog. Yep, teeny tiny dog.
You are so tiny.
You bite him in his giblets.
Go.
Grr.
Can I have it? Can I please have the toy?
No.
Can I please have it?
No.
Your breath stinks, Rabbit. Can I have the toy?
That's because Robin insists on feeding her that soft shit food and it makes her mouth smell like ass because the food don't clean her teeth.
Come on. Let go. Let go. Let go.
If you want to feed her fancy food, you can make an entire giant-ass batch that lasts for a month. Freeze it. And just thaw it out enough each time. Or make small little tins of it. And have enough to last 2 or 3 months. Instead of spending that kind of money on those stupid little tubs that don't last at all. It's the same thing we were doing when we ran out of food for our big dog. Oh, Lucas. We ran out of food a few times with his big butt. And what we did was we took the leftover lamb and rice and whatever else we had that we knew we couldn't eat in time. And we put it together, baked it, and made food for the dogs. Oh yeah, they had a meal. Holy shit, did they have a meal. Bubs was pitching a fit when I quit making it.
Why did you stop making it?
Yeah, no, pretty much. What you doing, tiny dog?
I'm still trying to get my monkey back. Come in. Come on.
Doggy, 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 dog, doggy. Doggy, doggy, dog, dog, doggy.
Can I have it, please? Please.
Man, that dog is just going at it.
Can I have the toy?
She says no.
Come on.
You also get the nut to me.
Can I get the messed up monkey toy?
She says no. That's my toy. Now give me the baby.
This is my toy.
Man, is that dog getting salty back there.
Right. You have not let go.
That is one angry little chihuahua.
You have not let go.
Make sure your phone's on. I forgot to turn my
silence.
phone on
Oh,
silent.
no, I don't have my phone on me. Girl.
Okay. That's better.
Girl.
Can't have copyrighted tones playing. Oh, somebody might complain.
Yeah.
Even though it's getting their source material out to the public. You would think they would be happy about it. But no, they're gonna sit there and bitch about it. Oh, you can't do that! Fuck off.
You made it public in the first place.
Yeah, I know. Once you sold it to the public, it's the fucking public's. Kiss my ass about your,
copyrighted stuff.
yeah, fucking copyrights. All the music that came with this, Stream Deck, somebody turned around and copyrighted it all because Stream Deck didn't.
Wow.
We called them up to see why all the music was copyrighted, and they showed us out of 1,000 songs, only 6 of them weren't. And they're the 6 that I happen to have right here. And they all suck. There's only one that I kind of like, and it's the one that's the theme for when we're building stuff, which currently I'm not building, so I'm not playing it. Well, I guess you can count digging out a giant hole.
Yeah, but it's not really
building.
Not really placing out blocks, though.
I still have no idea how this save is 224 megs when all I've been doing and building and everything has been in this little tiny 600 by 600 spot in a 10 million by 10 million map.
Girl, you have not let go since this stream started.
Oh, she having fun. Just let them see her getting mad in the background. She's cute, soft, and somebody's gonna like it. It's because nobody ever plays with her. She's either in a car that's too hot, that so hot she doesn't want to play, or with, with people that don't want her around. They aren't going to say anything because they're trying to be nice, but you can tell just by the way they're acting that they really don't want the dog around. It's not that hard to figure out who it is, too. You heard it. You get that stretched out monkey toy. Looks like my brother's watching. Somebody's watching. That doggy is salty. Everybody look at the little doggy. Wow, that dog is mad.
I'm attempting to get this toy off.
She's having more fun with you than she probably ever has.
Can't break that horn.
The dog's like, you ain't getting shit.
Girl.
Give it. You ain't getting it.
Girl.
It's mine. You tell him. You tell him, little doggy.
Girl.
And that dog is absolute. Look at how teeny the camera makes the dog look. There's like 18 pixels on this screen.
Give it the toy.
The dog like, you ain't getting that toy. I ain't giving it up easily. I'm gonna fight you for it.
Come here.
You tell him. Why does she get so mad at you? Doggy, 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 dog, doggy.
Come here. Come here.
So much more entertaining when somebody's around.
Come here.
She sounds like a bad chainsaw.
Give it.
For somebody that's afraid to speed up their motorboat. If your boat sounds like that, you got problems.
Got it again. I'm gonna throw it. Me throwing a toy and you just go after it and I probably even throw it. Ha ha ha.
They don't think like we do.
Give me.
She's just an animal.
How you gonna bring the toy over there when I'm over here?
Because she don't want you to get it.
I'm gonna get the toy.
That's funny. I'm gonna get that toy. Oh, shit.
Never. Oh, I thought you farted.
That was fantastic news. Everybody wants to hear that. The dog farting. Oh, that got her excited.
Give it.
You hear this, doggy? Doggy, doggy, dog, dog, doggy. I have never seen that dog that riled up.
Come on. Get it.
And she got a neck the size of a pencil stick and she's dragging your arm around. You little doggy.
Come on.
She's like, I ain't coming here. You gotta try to keep that thing away from me. Dog. That dog.
Oh, gotta get away from you. Yeah, there we go. That was good.
How is it, Chris?
Get back.
How is it that Chris couldn't find that dog toy for the longest time? She goes under the bed and finds it immediately.
You dead? You dead?
Probably tired. Shit, look at how long you've been playing with her. No, she's like, just rub the butt. Rub the butt. It's always the simple things in life that make a dog happy.
I know.
She's like, just scratch my ass. We're good. Rub it. Rub it. Rub the butt. Oh man, is that dog excited.
What's you ready to build?
Well, it's gonna be like a giant version of the what she has it, except it'll be open to the outside. The dungeon.
Yes.
The dumbest and most confusing structure in all of Minecraft. Oh wait, did I say that out loud? I mean it. It's about time they update it with big old rooms and dining halls or something. Nah, it's just a big, empty, ugly-looking hole.
That's sad.
It really is. I think all the time they find developing this game, they could figure out a way to make a decent room down there.
Yep,
It's like the best room out of all of it is the library.
the library. Wow.
Yeah. That's the only truly useful room in the dungeon. Everything else you have to modify to make it worth anything. That and the, no, I can't say that. That and the prison. And even that you have to modify it by putting in gates and doors to make it actually useful. Then it's a good mob spawner because it's pitch black down there. That's about the only thing it's good for is making a mob spawner.
You can just grind them.
That's what I did the one time. I got all the points for the first set of potions just by standing there farming. I did absolutely nothing for the first 4 hours of this map except sit there and figure out how to make a fishing pole and go fishing for 5 hours.
You didn't know how to make a fishing bowl?
No, I know how to make a fishing pole. I just had no materials to make a fishing pole. Because I kept dying in that hole, remember? I kept spawning in that fucking cave. And it kept killing me over and over again. And I finally said, fuck this.
Well?
Yeah, that's the one. What's doing, little doggy?
She's tired.
Sound like Bubs is getting out.
Alright, you escape artist.
I really don't give a shit. Just as long as you don't tear anything up, we're here.
Tiny dog. You're tiny. You're tiny.
Okay, yeah, it's 2089. Okay. Well, that makes these digs real short because it's only 5 to 7 deep.
How long are you playing the screen?
Well, usually the folks that do get on here don't show up until about 10. So usually I go an hour and a half past that, just so that if anybody does try to just show up, I'm still on, even if it's only for 10 or 15 minutes. The last time I was on here, I was explaining Windows defragmenters. And it was like, the lady was like, or sorry, the guy was like, what even is that? And I just had to stop and think. I was like, hold up a minute. Let me get my thoughts together so I can explain this the right way.
Brain blast.
Because you don't want to give information about computers that's wrong, because that can end up bad for both parties. No, because if you recommend something to somebody and it ends up being bad, that's on you. Which is why my brother never publicly recommends anything. But yeah, there's certain defragmenters that are, or programs that are open source, just about, that are perfect. Glary Utilities. We've had that on this computer since we built it, and it ain't had a problem yet. The only time I have a problem is when I don't use the defragmenter for long periods, and this thing just decides to go. You wanna play? Not. Which is always fun when you're in the middle of a stream and the thing just goes beep beep beep. You son of a. Not ha-ha.
No, just take the view of that, the machine there. Ha, you can't do anything.
Yeah, basically, the machine's sitting there going beep, 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 beep. Or it'll lock up and it'll literally do nothing. You have to manually turn it off. And it's like, yo, fucker.
The machine be like, ha.
Sort of like what yours did, except if you hadn't punched it, we would have been able to fix it. Because I could have put a better hard drive in it, better RAM, and it would have worked a long time. But you, in your infinite wisdom, punched it, and now it's nothing more than a very expensive gold-filled paperweight.
Here's a trophy of your way.
It wasn't much of a reward. One, you lost the game and killed Dad's desk that we've had here for 19, almost 20 years. Those things don't last. And we managed to have it for 20 years.
I can remember some of our past. We had that big old giant TV right there that was on that pop thingamajig. Pop table, or pop lid table, or what was that?
It was a beer bottle top table with the beer bottles resined into the top of it.
I used to play Bad Piggies on there. Bad Piggies! I don't know why I like that game so much.
Because it was funny. I didn't even play it and I laughed at it. Shit was funny.
And we used to play the Wii. I like the
We still have the Wii. It hasn't seen the light of day in months.
Whoa,
in years. Wait.
Definitely.
It was what? A year before Dad passed since the last time we played that game. And that was August 15th of 2016?
We haven't touched it. I'm pretty sure, obviously nothing changed, but...
No, it changed because before Dad passed, we actually used it.
I know. And now we're not using it now. We just probably need batteries for it, right? And the antenna.
Well, we have an antenna. We have both the original antenna and the battery-operated antenna.
So we just need batteries for the thingamajig, for the remotes?
Pretty much. That's all it actually needs.
Man, we could have been done that. We just haven't been thinking about it.
Of course not. You realize how hard it is to have entertainment and work with Bishop?
Yeah.
Those two do not go together. It's like acid and milk. All it does is make cheese.
Who's the character I used to play? I mean, besides the sport.
Which you cheated all the time on. I can't believe Dad had to erase your user. I can't believe how mad you got. You knew you were cheating and you still got salty.
We mostly played bowling and golfing. That's like the most.
That was. What did Dad always say? Nice front. It's like, dude, that's funny, but no. It would be funny if you could actually give a Wii character a front. A front? For those that don't know, that's a front butt. That's where instead of accumulating in your ass, it all moved to the front side of you.
Yeah. There's other games on the Wii. Like I used to play that hunting game.
Oh, the chicken hunt
Yeah. Oh.
with the orange shotguns.
Yep. I always play that game. Like I don't know why. Like I played.
It was funny.
I played that so bad.
That game was so stupid. It was funny.
I know. Now it makes me want to play it
Good
again.
times.
I don't worry, no good times will come back. We just need to put batteries in the remote.
Well, we probably need more now. The longer a gaming console sits, the less likely it is to actually function.
Yeah. Well.
It's the same thing with cars. The longer a car sits, the more problem it has, even if you haven't used it. That's why when Bishop's friend with the kids finally got her van running, her brakes were broke. The pipes were all rusted out. That's because it sat in a damp parking lot, not being moved. It's just like that. Chips can go bad just by sitting. It's not necessarily how hard you use it, it's how much you use it. Although, yeah, some of it does have to do with how hard you use it. Because if you really push it too hard, your shit's broke.
Yeah.
That's why I always recommend, if you're going to do gaming or banking on a computer, every once in a while, replace the RAM. It'll run a lot better for a lot longer than if you do absolutely nothing. If you do a lot of hard draw stuff on it, you're going to have problems down the road if you don't. One day it'll turn on and you'll hear nothing but beep, 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 beep. And the fan will be revving up and down. You're trying to figure out what that is? It's because one, either your RAM went sour, or two, your RAM and your processor went sour. Which is more than likely more expensive than your computer is actually worth to fix. Which is always fun. You spend $800 on a computer just to turn around and put $2,000 into it, and it's even shittier than the original one you bought. That's always fun. Not really, I'm just being an ass. But, you know, it's a general statement of the thing. How are you gonna spend $800 on a pre-built computer, turn around and have to spend $1,000 fixing it up to a point where you can actually use it with the modern programming and all the fancy shit that comes with it? And that's all it is. It's just another batch of shit. Windows sitting there raking you over the coals, talking about updates and upgrades, and all they're doing is making it a breaker for old computers. Perfectly good machines that were operating fine. Shit. Once you just like TVs, everybody's sitting there buying these fucking 4K Ultras, 8K TVs. Your eyes can't even see that fucking much. Your eyes can only see 3.5K tops. And yet you're sitting there spending $1,000 on a TV that you can't actually see.
That would a waste of money.
Dumbass. That's nothing but stupidness. You're sitting there like, why don't I see any difference between these two? It's because you just bought a ripoff. And you can't even see that kind of reception.
ha. That's what you get.
951.
That's enough money down the drain.
That's exactly what it is. And it's like, okay, dude, buy what you want, but once you get past 3K and you start hitting the 4s, you can't see it anyways. So why the fuck you wasting your money on it? And of course, everybody's like, well, you can see that much. No, you can't. 3.5 tops. Only a dog can see 4K. Are you a dog? You fucking dumbass. Yeah, like fucking Patrick Star. It's mayonnaise, instrument. You dumbass.
Hey, it can be. You can just turn to the drums.
Yeah, turn it upside down and beat on it. If it's a little more empty, it sounds like hollow. And that's about all you can do with that. It's like the amount of money people waste on stupid shit that they can't actually use is boggling. Because I looked it up. When we got our 1080 and then we got the 4K, there was literally no difference. I couldn't see a difference at all. And then I looked it up and realized you can't even see 4K. No wonder it doesn't look any different. Once you get to a certain resolution, your eyes just can't see it. You got these microfilament cameras and all this fancy shit, and you can't even see it. It's nothing but a waste of money that you fell for. That's all it is. Of course, I know a lot of people that fell for that stupid crap. And it's like, dude, whatever. It looks cool. The fancy logo and all that's awesome. But you can't see it. You spend $1,000 on a paperweight.
That's sad.
And that's all it is. That is all it is. You wasted $1,000 on something you can't even see. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. And it's simple. Just look it up. You can look up everything I just said publicly on the web. You cannot see 4K. Now, I was laughing at one guy that told me he bought a 4K TV, and he looked at me and he said, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Because you just spent $1,000 on something you can't actually see. 3.5K tops. Unless you're some sort of a boarhound, you ain't seeing what's on that screen." You know, it's like, okay, do what you want, dude, but there's a reason why I stick with the older TVs, and it's because once you get past 1080, which was the top of the line before they decided to come out with their bullshit 4K TV. I'm happy with it. You know you can take your old TV, hook a Fire Stick to it, and make it just as fancy as a smart TV, and all you gotta do is turn on the input. Oh, that is so much work! Shit, we have TVs in this house that are 30 years old that work just fine. $10K TV, my asshole. We literally just got rid of our last fatback TV. And that was only because we didn't need it for programming anymore. So certain computer programs require older monitors to function. Which is kind of stupid, but hey, it is what it is. So you try to watch Doom on a 4K TV. Shit ain't gonna work. It's gonna be like, huh, what the fuck is this? The TV, of course, ain't gonna know what the hell to do with it. And yes, folks, we do play some of those really, really old retro games. Mostly just to see how shitty we are at them. Which is pretty fun, actually. And we played this old Star Trek game. It was so fucking broken. Half the characters would fly off, or it would glitch and the whole background would turn green. It was beautiful, and it was fun. You'd be sitting there talking to some guy, and he'd turn purple and disappear. Pulled a Gandalf. That's what we used to call it. Or we'd say, beam me up, and he'd disappear. Because you knew as soon as he turned purple, it was over. Some of those games are real fun to play, even broken. And it's funny, isn't it? We play them old broken games. Like Dan and David playing that broken wrestling game. And the guy went through the map. You know that wrestling game Dan and David play? They played it one time and the guy got stuck in the map. He was facing up in the air, punching the sky and injuring himself. And it was just like, really? Are you actually entertained by that? I mean, it was funny, but at the same time, it was like, really? What's the point of this? I'm willing to admit it was funny. That shit was funny. He's trying to punch the other guy, and all he's doing is hitting himself. He's sitting there going, derp, 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 derp. And of course, when the replay played, it didn't look like what was going on when he was playing. It looked normal. He wasn't stuck in the boxing mat punching the sky. If you're falling asleep, go downstairs.
Alright. I was just planning to be up here until 10:15. That would be like usually end there or what?
No, I usually go until the computer says no. Oops.
Yet. That part is just kicking in. Yes, tiredness. I know you want to just die on the ground. You want to die on the bed.
You're tired. Sheesh. You didn't just lug two beds down from the 3rd floor by yourself.
See, I'm gonna have a dog to sleep all day.
It's very simple. If the dog's bored, it's gonna sleep. That's why once Lucas realizes he ain't gonna get let out of his cage for a while, he just curls up and goes to sleep. And there's also another reason why I don't put his food in there, because he gets salty when he knocks over his food and it tears up his cage. It's like, dude, you did it. Why are you gonna get mad about it?
Boy, clean it up.
You're right. Clean it up. Yeah. With him, I don't have a choice. If there's water on the floor in his cage and you try to lock him up in there, all bets are off. That dog pitches a fit like you won't believe. You try to lock him up in a cage with a little bit of dampness on the floor, it's over. And for the cage and you, when you get back and he pitches a fit. It's funny. Gets all salty at you like, where the fuck have you been? None of your business. So haven't you noticed that? You leave for long periods of time, and a dog turns around and like tries to cuss you out, like Odie. It's actually kind of funny when he does it, because he's like, and then, of course, Bubs turns around. Or when we left him outside, when we went to the store for like 10 seconds, and Odie was at the gate pitching an absolute fit and giving everybody hell. It was funny. And it was like, dude, we didn't forget about you. Shut your face. It really was funny. How you gonna give me shit? Yeah, it was entertaining. Him giving me shit, that was great. Said, Odie, you know who the top dog here is? 'Cause you ain't it. That dog is actually starting to get smart. In the morning, when we go downstairs, he don't want to go downstairs. Because he knows as soon as he's done, he's going in the cage. Check you're cute. Alright, dude. Go downstairs. You're falling asleep to the point where...
As soon as I hit that bell, I'll be like... well, no, not like that. I'll be like, just sitting there and be like... Well, now what? I don't know what. It happens all the time. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go.
Take a little shitty with you, and then grab Coco, because they're just gonna sit in there and start fighting over beds.
What's that shit? Yeah.
Yeah. Get your computer cleaned up nicely. It's amazing how good a defragmenter works. Those things always help computers that have started to slow down. Not sure what you were rocking, but a defragmenter never hurts. It always helps. You're like the only one that watches my stream. I guess nobody likes hearing about somebody rant about bad windows and still don't know how to clear the cache. Look up glare utilities. It's gonna pop up a site that does. I don't like hearing rants. It's funny. Most people don't. You just missed my nephew and our little chihuahua. Give others opinions and views. Yeah, but a lot of people don't like hearing other people's opinions and views. They like sitting in things that they already know and not caring about nothing new. Not saying that's everybody, but that's just about everybody I've ever met. Face to face. Yeah, I'm happy it helped. Let's see what, oops. Hang on, I'm gonna pause the game just a second so I can see what this is called. Yeah, it's called Glary Utilities, and it's got settings to clean up every part of your computer, from the hard drive to the memory. It'll definitely make your stuff last a lot longer. Yeah. But yeah, you just missed our Chihuahua nephew. We're a split race family, so I don't know if you've ever been on when our nephew was on. He got on here and ridiculously called himself Dr. Sack, and that's everybody knows him as that from now on. It's like, yeah, okay, buddy. Tiante, the African American nephew. How do you say that politically correct? It's so hard to judge that. It's like, shortcut. That's funny. Well, if you had gotten on just a few minutes ago, you would have known exactly which one. I'm not sure what you mean. He's definitely not bald, so I'm not sure who that is. He usually has braids in his hair. Like those, plaits. Oh yeah, that's right, you can go back a stream. In a stream. forgot if you're in a live stream, you can actually go back. Yeah, even I'm not perfect when it comes to computer tech, but I've learned quite a few tricks to keep my stuff going. Wow, this building's looking nuts. Yeah, little Chihuahua loves her little toy. Dog's cute. 2141. Okay. Yeah, that dog was having fun. Yeah, isn't she cute? She's her stepmom's dog. Every now and then she gotta work and we just watch her. And she ain't nothing but a little bit, so it's easy enough. You just give her a toy and play with her for a few minutes. She'll go to sleep for hours on end, and that's pretty much sums up that little dog's life. You know, that dog was having a good old time with that toy. My brother couldn't find that toy for months. Dog runs under the bed and finds it as soon as she arrives. Well, the thing with active dogs is as long as you walk them at least once a day and do like 10 minutes of tug of war or something, the dog's perfectly fine. When you wear out the dog, you know you done good. Yeah, I don't mind Peagles. And yeah, they are usually far more active, but nobody really plays with ours. It's not until she shows up here that she gets some real attention. Oh. Yeah, well, unfortunately, sometimes that's how it is. Or fortunately, depending on which side of the cookie you're on. My grandma was one for cats. She had dogs too, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't real fun trying to deal with both at the same time. Yeah, if you've got room for a companion and you're feeling depressed, I'd always recommend a dog because it's not as independent as a cat. I have no idea. Maybe one time she got tired of the quiet and just said, "Oh shit, let's go get an animal." We had 4 family members that have done that. And 4 times in my life where my own family said, "We're never getting pets," and turn around and 3 months later we're sitting there with the... How many fucking cats did we have? There was like 14 cats on the farm. It was like, holy shit. if you didn't look around the house and see at least one cat somewhere, there was something wrong. Yeah. When it don't know how he convinced her. God only knows. One of my cousins keeps feeding strays, and now she has like 9 stray cats. My grandma. Oh. Well, if the cats stick around, I say get them spayed or neutered, and then if so they don't stink up the place. But other than that, I don't see any reason to, you know. Everybody's always like, cats are nasty. No, you get them spayed or neutered, they don't make all that mess that unfixed cats or dogs make. Oh, hang on. You just fucking allow it. I've clicked that button so many times. Like our neighbor. She said she hated cats. One day a bunch of kittens started running around. And she's been feeding them and everything ever since. And it's just like, oh great, we got another cat lady on our block. Yeah, that's what I call them when there's like 40 cats. There's no way they can actually take care of them, and yet they all have names, and she somehow makes it work. Yeah, I've been in houses that were like that. I've also been in houses where there were so many dogs. It was like, how do you keep up? A bag of dog food is like $90 now. And it's like the best way to buy it is in bulk. And you're sitting there like, holy shit, where did all my money go? Well, when you look back in time and you tally up all the bills that come with owning a pet of any kind nowadays, it's like, holy shit, the fuck did I get that for? And it's crazy because if you make the food yourself, like get yourself some rice and some chicken, you could make a year's worth, fill a deep freezer, and never run out. And it's the same exact shit they sell in that dog food. And it actually tastes good enough that even you can eat it because it's all food grade. That's the way our family does it. We got tired of spending $1,000 a month on dog food. Well, you could, but it would probably turn around and bite you in thanks. I don't know. Fox or a coyote? Well, just as long as you don't hurt the fox, because they're all endangered and it's like a $10,000 fine or 20 years in jail if you hurt them. Even if it was an accident. Yep. Yep, because they're endangered. If you hurt or injure a red-tailed fox, even if it was an accident, you're facing some time. Ooh. Half your life, holy shit. you gonna diss yourself? You don't know how long you're gonna last. It's up to God on that one. Unless you decide to punch your own ticket, which I'd never ever recommend. At least 40. Well, I must be a lot closer to 40 than you are, because I'm going to be turning 30 in March. Hope to last to at least 40. I don't know. Yeah, it's amazing how quick time flew. It feels like just last week we were finding a Christmas tree to put in this house. And that was back in, let's see, that was in November 22nd, 2003. The same month we got our cheap-ass mainstay bookshelves from Walmart, which we still have down there, and they're just as nice as the day we bought them. Yeah, we've been living in the same house. That's tough. Can't remember what you had yesterday. Whew. Oh, lunch. That's funny. Remember what I had for lunch because we didn't eat. We went straight from sleeping to getting up and helping our bishop move into his new house, which I must say is a serious upgrade from his old one because it doesn't have fire damage, water damage, mold, termites, or rot. Yeah. Even Bishop's looking at it that way. He's like, dude, I got burned out of my house. Somebody was trying to get rid of me, and my life ended up better than ever. I said, well, don't boast about it, 'cause just as easy as you got it, God can take it away. Oof, I spent some seriously fucked up shit. Ooh. Well, rest in peace, dude. Ooh. Memory's a fickle thing. Hey, as long as you aren't climbing in the wreckage, I really don't give a shit what you do. And even if you do, oh well. Play tag. Well, I guess a ruined house is a pretty good separator for the other guy that's trying to get you. Definitely make the game last longer, that's for sure. The one version of tag that I absolutely hated was the one where they're like, I'm on base! It's like, fuck you and that base. Yeah. Couldn't stand that shit. No touchies, I'm on base. Fuck you. Then you gotta wait 10 minutes because so whatever he decided he's gonna be on there for, it's like, I'm just gonna stand here. And when he says you can't, be like, fuck that. Tag, yeah. It's like, base. The fuck you talking about? Tag? Ain't no bases in tag. Get your ass running. That's only because they don't feel like running anymore. Shit, when I was a kid, the only thing we had to occupy our time was kick the can and throw sticks or stones as far as you possibly could, or make duct tape baseballs. We didn't have none of this new fandangled shit everybody's always complaining about. Fuck all that. I was plenty happy balling up a giant wad of duct tape and throwing it. You can't do that anymore. Fuck off. And then every single thing you say has got to be politically correct. They say, well, you can take your unnecessary censorship and stick it right up your ass. Because just about everything I say is impolitically correct. Shit, when I was a kid, I just read a whole shit ton of books. I didn't give a shit. I found me something to do. I made that shit work. Dad used to use books as a punishment. Now I could sit here and read a 20-chapter book in one day. Couldn't read it out loud to you that fast, but I know I can read them that fast. You got a public library nearby? Be surprised what you can learn just from some of their old hand-me-downs. Doesn't even have to be new to learn something new. And that's also a place where we made most of our friends, was at the library. You want to learn how to make friends? Just go there when somebody your age is around and just chat them up. They'll either click or they won't. Hey, it's the same distance from your house as ours from ours. Amazing how that works out. Yeah. And what I didn't learn from the library, I learned from, well, other people, even if they weren't quite kosher. 21, 49. Okay. Shit. The bishop's always like, you gotta be more friendly to people. It's like, dude, if I wasn't being friendly to you, I wouldn't talk to you. I wouldn't want nothing to do with you. I wouldn't be hanging out with you. And I definitely wouldn't mess with your sons. Well, it's not really a coincidence. Most city planners try to make sure that there's a library just about midway through town. So most houses and most districts are going to be within that tiny area. They're going to be right there. Within 2 to 4 city blocks of where the house is located. In any direction. Although, yeah, it is pretty. So that means your city is just about the same size as our city. Where we live. Podunkville, USA. No. No, it's not bad. It's just sometimes when you're at a city council meeting, if you ever go to one of those, you want to get up there and just punch them clowns in the face. Blissville. Hey, my brother's been out there. He dropped off at a truck stop when he used to work for our uncle. Yeah, sometimes it's cool, but other times it's like, when the fuck are you gonna visit again? Well, sometimes that's the best places to live, especially if you got problems, or you don't like a bunch of neighbors, or you're very selective about who you want around and what you're doing. Sometimes the quiet, tiny towns are the best towns for it. Not saying you got anything like that going on, but hey, life is life and you never know. That's why when you're sitting there and you're talking to a counselor or somebody like that, and they're sitting there telling you what your life is, and you're turning around and you walk out of like, what a fucking waste of time that was. And it's like, who the hell are you to tell me what my life is? Saint ya. Just hate that shit. Well, we got a lot more people in our town, so if you don't hear that at least once around here, everybody trying to get in everybody else's business, and we got neighbors, we got the earfuls, the see-alls, the hear-alls, you talk your ears off. You know, they all have their names. We even got a section that we lovingly, and I do mean it that way, lovingly call the entertainment section, because you don't even have to watch the news or sports to know exactly what's going on. All you have to do is open up the windows during football, basketball, or baseball season. You know exactly who's winning. It's funny. And then they all try to one-up each other at the fireworks display. And the one time we all got in on that one, the fireworks were going off for 20 straight minutes. We just lit box after box after box, didn't even bother waiting for the previous box to finish, and we were lighting another one. Usually the cops are pretty laid back, but when one of the rockets fell over and shot into the neighbor's house, we all scattered. we all looked at each other and said, "Oh shit," and ran. It was good times though. I'm just happy it wasn't one of mine, so I couldn't get blamed for it. Because whenever we buy fireworks or stuff, we always keep the receipts. That way, if somebody's shit does go sideways, we know exactly what was ours. That's because they're too impertinent to realize. Well, that's just an asshole. That doesn't sound like a neighbor I'd want around. Turned on our driveway, ran her shit over, and drove off? Man, that's fucked up. Talk about an impertinent asshole. You didn't play that shit. Fuck. I would have taken what was left and launched it at his ass. You didn't destroy my shit. I'm gonna make it worthwhile. I wouldn't have turned around and been like, "You asshole." Nope. I would have been sitting there like, "Come at me, bitch." Pew, 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 pew. I would have found as much good shit as I could, and I would have launched that shit. I was gonna have to deal with some shit like that. I would have made it worthwhile. I would have been like, "Woohoo, bitch!" No fucking way are you gonna drive up on my shit, run it over, and take off. Think you're gonna get away scot-free. Shit ain't gonna happen, bro. Yeah. Well, it all depends on where you do it. Like, where we are, there's a lot of power lines, so we went ahead and went down to where the entertainment section is, as we call them, do it, and that's where we did it. Yeah, sometimes that stupid shit, it's like, dude, why the fuck you gonna ruin my fun just because you're salty? You for real? Bro, don't be a bitch. so big it's doing shadow lag. Whew. It's like you get neighbors like that, and you're just like, dude, really? And all you can do is look at it and be like, asshole! How you doing, asshole? This shit ain't all revolving around you. If that's really what you think, you done fucked up somewhere. Yeah, we got chill neighbors too. And then we got those ones where you just want to, every time you see him, just be like, don't punch him. Don't punch him. You're going to get in trouble if you do. Don't punch him. And you're just like, oh, if it wasn't against the law, I'd knock your ass out. And we got cops like that too, where the cop will get all in your face about some shit, even though you weren't doing anything wrong, and you're just like, just get in my face just a little longer. Just do it. I know it's against the law, but I want to beat your ass. Nice. I don't really have many neighbors like that. I have one, but he's getting ready to move out. Don't even have to ask. Now that's a nice neighbor. You live in a better neighborhood than we do. Shit. If we ain't gotta call the fucking truck that picks up our trash at least once a month to come back and get us a new one because they done smashed it, it's like, just thank God that guy got fired. I wouldn't normally wish that on anybody, but dude, if you can't figure out how to pick up a fucking trash can without breaking it, you got problems. Oosh! I can happily say that has never happened to me. I plan never on getting shot. That's... Mm-mm. Dropped the gun at discharge and shot her. Whew. Tough cookies. Mm-mm. That's messed up. Dropped the gun. What was it? A shotgun? They're like the only ones that I know can discharge without the trigger actually being pulled. Either that or they weren't taking care of it. Trigger stuck or something, I don't know. Couldn't tell you on that one, but usually a gun only goes off when it's dropped if somebody wasn't maintaining it. Acting up and getting kind of choppy. I don't know. It might be mine, but I don't think so. This is running just fine. if you're continuing to have those kinds of problems, I'd recommend Glare Utility, because you can clean out the memory, you can clean out the onboard stuff, you can even check your processor to see if it's functioning the way it's supposed to be. And it's all straightforward. It says exactly what each tab is for. If it is mine, we'll find out in a few minutes when it turns itself off and it's like, you get nothing! Do you understand the words coming out my mouth? Can nobody understand the words coming out my mouth? Rush hour. Do 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 do. Yeah, that's usually the signs of what happens, because when the cache space on your processor fills up with junk, then it sends it all through the bus, which then bogs down the memory, which then back feeds into the processor, causing it to jump. So the image will lock up for a split second. Oh, you're watching on your phone? Well, for that, is it Apple or Android? If it's Android, I'd recommend getting the app called Smart Cleaning. If you have junk files or stuff that hasn't been used in a while, it'll find them and tell you what it is, how long ago you used it, and then if you click OK, it'll delete it for you. Yeah, but is it an Apple or an Android? I know Apples, they're notoriously funky about watching hard draw stuff. They just don't like it. Sometimes while playing games on my computer. Yeah. That's why I'm always telling my bishop, if you don't clear some of that stuff off of your phone, I'm gonna slap you over the head with it. Sitting there always complaining about how slow it is, and then turning around and doing the same crap that slowed it down to begin with. It's like, dude, I can't help you. You're just sitting there like, you might as well be talking to a brick wall, because he ain't listening. He's like, but I got personal pictures that I have to keep. Well, then put them on a thumb drive. Shit, they're still used. It ain't gonna hurt you to take 20 minutes and transfer them all over to some other space. He acts like it's gonna kill him to spend a few minutes and just clear his phone. He's managed to use up enough cloud space that they won't even let him put pictures on it anymore. How in the hell do you do that? That takes some talent right there. I was trying to figure that out when he said it. I said, you did what? Because I've never done that. I've never had so much stuff that I haven't had at least a little bit of space on the phone. And I definitely haven't used up that much cloud space that they won't let me use it anymore. Bishop was salty when I told it to his face. I said, how in the hell? And he was like, don't say those words. I said, hell. And then I said it again. How in the hell did you manage to use up so much space on the cloud that they refuse to let you upload another item? That shit just don't happen. My cloud space is full. You mean to tell me you got 67,000 pictures? Is that what you're saying? Because there's no other way. How the fuck? Why do you need that much shit? And then you're sitting there and you're just looking at him like, okie dokie, I can't help you here. When he's sitting there asking for help, and it's like, I can't help you. You did it. We need to create more cloud space. Well, then you better buy it. I can't help you. There ain't no way to help that. Mm-mm. All I could do was sit there and look at him and like, all I could say was, wow. What are you doing with that much stuff? And he's like, well, it's elevations, pictures, and he's like little after school program they run. They called it Elevation. They got 67,815 pictures, and I was like, you for real? You want me to clear 60,000 pictures? Do you have any idea how long that's gonna take? Oh. Yeah, you have, Spectrum or Bell or what's your local provider? Yeah, I've heard the weather out there has been getting wild. Mississippi River was all drying up. They were worried about how they were gonna get water to fucking Vegas. Let's say, let it fucking dry. Shit. Once a desert, always a desert. Unless God says otherwise. They don't fucking like it. They shouldn't have moved there. Everybody forgets this one line in the Bible. A foolish man builds his house upon the sand. Well, what person in their right fucking mind would build a house in the middle of a desert knowing if a drought comes, you're fucking boned? Sure, it's nice, it's wide open, you can make it what you want, and nobody's gonna tell you anything. But if the city's out of water, you're fucked. 'Cause you ain't got water either. Shit, they've been pumping water out of the reservoirs over there beneath Vegas for so fucking long, there's no longer any water left. So they were relying 100% on the Hoover Dam. Fucking Vegas, one of the dumbest and yet coolest cities in the whole fucking nation. And yet, as soon as the Hoover Dam started drying up, they were worried about how they were gonna pump water to Vegas. You fucking dumbass. Foolish man builds his house upon the sands. Haven't you heard that? Wide open spaces, plenty of room, and you can do whatever you want. Sure, that part of it's appealing, but what happens when the city runs out of water? You're fucked. Because if the city has no water, you have no water. And if you ain't got water, well, you might as well kiss your livelihood goodbye, because that's what everything is based off of. Water. Even the firemen. Vegas was telling the firemen to not use the fucking city water. Well, what the hell are they supposed to use? You tell me that. What the hell? How the hell is the fireman supposed to put out the fire if they can't use the city water? Yeah. It's like, oh duh, you fucking dumbass. Yeah, exactly. Ohio isn't exactly 100% the best place to live, but it isn't, even when it's super dry, it's within reason. It's not one of those things where we have a drought and everyone can die. To set up a city like that, that's just stupid. I'd rather have water than space. Hey, fucking man. It's like, dude, having space is cool and all, but if you have no water to drink and no way to get water, you're fucked. It's over. I think I've heard of that one. It's just people being stupid. Which is sometimes a fun thing. I don't know why it was a big thing either. Personally, when those memes started coming out, I was like, what the fuck is the point of this? I mean, it's a seriously epic time waster, but beyond that, what is the point? Oops. I put it all in the wrong spot. Well, shit. I was pleasantly surprised when my bishop said he was doing everything backwards, because he nailed that shit on the head. I've never seen somebody plan out a move where everything was based off of, well, if the building falls down tomorrow, oh well. I'll make a new plan and start again. Okay. So are you hoping to die in a collapse? What do you say about a statement like that? If the building falls down tomorrow, oh well. Okay. I don't know, oftentimes it's the stupid shit that gets everybody excited. Not saying always, but 9 times out of 10, it's something usually pretty stupid. But oftentimes, it makes for an interesting change of pace. Eh. A lot of times it's the little stuff. People just trying to occupy their minds with stuff to try to make the time pass or whatever. But sometimes it's just so stupid that you gotta look at it and be like, the fuck was the point of that? Zoning out. Cool. Perfect. Hey, if that's how you like to do it, I ain't knocking you for it. I got plenty of friends that prefer to spend their time zoned out, either playing video games, watching TV, or movies. Wow, it's already almost been 2 hours. Didn't feel that long. That means tomorrow, before I can start, I'll probably have to empty the cache again. Which means I might be a little late getting on, so Although if I've been working too hard, like yesterday, I completely forgot about doing a stream. I was so tired, I was like, sorry, but y'all's just gonna have to wait. I've got to investigate the back of my eyelids. Doing a stream is fun, but when you're that tired that you can't even keep your eyes awake and you're in the middle of doing something important, it's pretty much over. Yeah, you know, go to sleep, look at the back of your eyelids for a long time. Maybe new for you, but our family uses that saying all the time. Yeah. That's what I tell my bishop. I said, because he's fighting, he's septic and he's been that way for 2 years. I said, if you don't go lay down and investigate the back of your eyelids, I'm gonna sick your daughter on you. She's 10 years old and acts like she runs the world. I mean, okay, you want a strong-willed woman, but, you know, it gets to a certain point where you just gotta be like, know your place, lady. I get it, you know. Some men don't want a girl that just sits there and does whatever she's told. Some actually would like a little interaction, but her version of interaction and my version of dealing with somebody are so out of sync that I can't stand his daughter sometimes. It's like, who are you to tell me to turn something off? This is mine. She threatened to take my phone. I said, what are we, at school? Are you the mama? You ain't my mama. Go sit down. Of course, Bishop's like, be nice. I said, I am being nice. You don't want to hear me when I'm not being nice. So, yeah. She got that way because she's got to watch 2 handicapped brothers. So I understand it. But at the same time, I gotta be, I'm like, I'm not your brother. Don't talk to me like that. I 100% understand how she got that way and why she's that way. But don't talk to me like I'm your brothers. Because I'm just not going to take that crap. I don't like it when you talk to them like that. Wow, fucking hello. Is that how it goes? It was raining one time. And my cousin said good morning. I said, who the fuck is having a good morning? I gotta work in this shit. Good fucking morning, my asshole. She couldn't believe it. I said, what? She's like, you know what? I said, no, I don't. Oh, quit fucking blocking it. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I wish I didn't have to keep pausing the thing there. turn on the fucking permissions shit. Can't stand that crap. Oh, sorry. You can't play a game and click one button at the same time. Fuck off with that pedantic shit! Gets old real fast. Did do did do do do. I don't know why this thing keeps blocking those words. I've already hit OK a few times, and I cuss like a sailor, so why the hell is it even bothering blocking it? 951. I don't know, and I really don't give a fuck. Like, shit, if you're gonna block a cuss word in a chat, then block it in life, too. Shit. It'd certainly make this stream a lot cleaner. Yes. Why I'm looking. When I spend all my time with Bishop, usually I don't say anything because I know if I say something and I'm mad enough, I just don't care at that point. I just say what comes to mind and he can get salty all he wants. It's one of those things. It's like, come on, dude. Let me be a free bird. Woohoo! I'm almost to the point where I clear out the bottom floor and say, fuck it, I'm done. Now I add some trees and some moss and leaves. That look like thick, fat vines everywhere. And I will be done with this build, and my brother can put a different name on the stream when he switches over to YouTube. Wow, let's quit the elevator. I didn't think I could go cussing either. But I figured out if I just keep my mouth shut, the cussing doesn't happen. Sometimes dealing with people, you're just like, Oh, please let me just say something. Let me just say something. And then when you say it and they're looking at you like, I can't believe you said that. Oh, well, dude. Deal with it. What's said is said. Yeah. Bishop's like, you can't say that. I just did. Can't go back and change it now. What's said is said, what's done, and well, everything you do, you have to answer for eventually, so it's not like you got scot-free anyways. Unless you really believe. Everybody always forgets this one step. Yep, that sound like me. That's funny. Just be chilling and still be cussing like a sailor. Yeah, that sounds like me alright. Yeah, that sounds like what I do on a regular basis. How the fuck you doing, bro? So, Bishop's handicapped son, he'd never been into a haunted house before. So Bishop doesn't believe in it. So we went up to King's Island. And I thought they were lying when they said they'd never been in a haunted house. So we stayed for Halloween Haunt. And I forgot. I didn't believe him when he said it was his first one. So when we went through one called Osiris, and a lady popped out and said, "Come stay with me," he turned around and said, "Get me the fuck out of here!" Ah! And then when we got out, I said, "They can't touch you. Why did you flip out?" He said, "Oh, we went into another one," and he actually laughed. I was like, "Well, that's a change in pace right there. You went from cussing the lady to laughing at him." Bishop, of course, was salty because he tried to make sure that he would never go into a haunted house. And I said, it's nothing but jump scares. Have you seen the stuff they watch? Do you really think it's going to scar them for life to go in a haunted house? The junk they be watching is worse than a haunted house. Now, I ain't going to specify what they've been watching because they'd be grounded for life if I did. But it's just like, bro, they have their problems. But, yeah, lol. It was even funnier because he tried to run through the haunted house backwards. He would have had to go through the entire thing going the other way to get out. And when he tried to barrel through a family with small kids, my brother had to grab him by his coat and his shirt because he tried to get out of his coat to run. And we were just like, wow, dude. Wow. Wow, that was awesome. Never seen that before, but that was awesome. And of course, Bishop, knowing his son, he said, he cussed at me. I said, who did he? When I told him what he tried to do, Bishop said, no more haunted houses, ever. I said, aw, but it was so funny. He said, trying to barrel through small kids is not funny. I said, it is when you're not the one being trampled. He looked like a moose in a china shop. Get me the fuck out of here. With that shirt caught. That was greatness. That was so worth waiting for Halloween Haunt. It was so hard not to laugh as hard as I possibly could when he did that. It was like, dude, dude, they cannot touch you. By the time we got to the third haunted house, he was absolutely okay with it. He was laughing. I was like, well, that's a change in pace. You go from trying to trample a lady that's trying to scare you to laughing at the lady. He was perfectly fine once we finally told him that they can't touch him. I didn't believe that had actually been his first haunted house, which is why we didn't say anything. I was like, there is no way this is your first haunted house. So of course we went in there, and well, it ended up being the most entertaining haunted house I'd ever been in. Mostly because of him. I counted that as greatness. That was the best night I've ever had hanging out with them. All I could say was, whew, life's good. Hanging with your friends, going into a place, dealing with jump scares, and it was his first time, so he didn't know how to deal with it. And I was like, dude, they can't touch you. You were fine. And by the third one, he was laughing. I was like, well, I wasn't laughing. I was just turning around because, like, there was some of the stuff they were saying was so obvious. The elevator's broken. And I turned around and said, no shit, Sherlock. I had his handicapped son laughing so hard it was funny. Who else had said they went to a Halloween haunted house and was laughing? I was trying to break the ice because of how much I scared him. I never thought he would actually be laughing by the end of it. That was some great times. He said he went from GTFO to... That was fun. Let's go with another one. Who believes that... Who actually believes that that's somebody's first haunted house? They're 28 years old. Come on. By the time I hit 20, I'd have already been in over 100 of those things. Yeah, 951. Get in there. Yeah, it was good times. It was one of the most entertaining. I don't know if you know what the scrambler it is. It's got like 3 arms, and each arm has a set of seats that spin in the opposite direction of the ride. Well, we got on there, and I've never enjoyed that ride more than that, because when we go with his sons, we have to ride the stuff that they can ride, or at least what Bishop accepts for them to ride. And it's like, okay, it's the scrambler. How tough? You've never seen the scrambler? Not even at a fair? Well, anyways, we got on this thing, and Dan, one of Bishop's sons, sat on there and started singing, "You spin me right round, baby, right round," and I was just looking at him like, the fuck is he doing? You for real? And of course he was making so much noise, the ride operator was laughing and could hear everything he was saying the whole time the ride was going. And I can say I have never succeeded in doing that on any ride. And he had that guy laughing so hard, he had to leave the booth after we left. I couldn't believe it. I'm pretty sure the dude pissed himself. That was the most entertaining ride ever. And then we got on a thing made out of like a big tipped merry-go-round thing with swings on it called the Zephyr. We got on that thing, and it sounded like a flock of birds. I had to look around to see who was doing it. Of course, who was doing it but Dan and David. Even my silly twin brother was doing it. And I just looked back. I was having such a good time just listening to them. It was funny. Wait a minute. Do I go down again? Oh, I go down again. The fuck am I doing this for? But man, those rides that are normally boring and chill and laid back, they made them one of the most entertaining rides I've ever been on. And that's saying something, because the Zephyr is nothing but a spinning set of swings. When I go to Kings Island with the Bishop's kids, I know the night's going to be entertaining. Yeah, like, especially if you're riding something that you really don't want to ride, but you have to because you're in a group with people that can't be separated from you. But for them to make such a hoop over a ride that just spins in circles. I loved it as a kid, but after a while it got old. My aunt and uncle took my identical twin brother on a ride that basically you got two people strapped in this sling, and it raises you up 15 stories and then drops you, and it swings back and forth. My brother was so afraid of life that he wouldn't even touch the Adventure Express after getting on that thing. They ruined all the big stuff for him. Oh no. Oh, that's bad. The only way I would ever parachute out of a plane is if it was on fire or we absolutely had to leave. Other than that, you will not find me jumping out of a perfectly good aircraft. I don't give a shit what the agenda is. You could have paid $1,000 for them tickets. I'm not leaving that plane. I don't even like the idea of parachuting, because if they did pack it the wrong way, by the time you realize you're stuck, because most chute packs only come with one. Most standard parachute packs only come with one. So if it was packed wrong, you're boned before you hit the ground. That's not my idea of a good time. I'd much rather know I'm safe. Sitting there jumping out at, what is it, 27,000 feet? 11,000 feet or something like that? I don't fucking know. You're never gonna find me doing it, so what do I care? Just I can get my thrills be just as happy chilling as something where I can actually see the ground. I don't have to go through some clouds before I get there, and then there's no guarantee. It's like, okay, yeah, all right, you can do that all you want. I'm set. I'm good. If that's what gets your rocks off, do it. But that ain't my idea of a good time. And of course, there's a lot of people out there that would call me a pussy for saying it. Hey, call me what you want. You won't find me doing it. Maybe it's better to be alone. Okay. 951, 2089. Oops, too far. Okay. Yeah. It all depends on, like, the only... I don't know if there's actually a safe way to skydive, because there's never 100% guarantee. All it takes is one bad fold for you to tumble to your death. Or one string not drawn perfectly straight before it's folded. Then you're eating fabric all the way to the ground. And then you're eating turf. Yeah, that sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. Whee! Well, he did. That's just stupid. If that's your thing, that's fine, but I just find it stupid. It's waste of however many $1,000 you put into it, and it may end your life quicker than you can say oops, because you're dead before you hit the ground if they folded the chute wrong. Ain't no daggone way I'm gonna jump out of a plane and put my life in a piece of fabric attached to some ropes. That sounds like a real good time. Even before I knew properly what skydiving was. All I knew is you were jumping out of an airplane. It's like, you're doing what now? No thanks, I'm good. You know, I mean, it's up to you what you do. But to me, that just sounds stupid, reckless, and quite frankly, a major league waste of money. It's so important in everyday life, and yet you're going to blow $2,000 or $3,000 to jump out of a plane one time. It's like whoop-de-fucking-doo, dude. Yeah. Jumping out of a burning plane. Well, you better hope you land on an island that serves margaritas. And the crazy thing is, you ride in a plane, you realize that you're more likely to die in the plane itself than you are actually jumping out. If you stay in the plane during a crash, you're 20 times more likely to die because of the plane than you are being saved by the plane. The whole plane is nothing but aluminum, so it isn't going to properly survive an impact anyways. And it's just like, yeah, okay. I'm gonna put my life in your hands, flying in your flimsy ass tube with wings. Massive amounts of jet fuel. At 55,000 feet. Nah. I'll take a bus. Good old-fashioned Greyhound. In the case of that kind of travel, I really do care how I get there. And then with all the new stringent laws, if it was fun to fly, it's no longer fun to fly. Like we went to the airport to see my grandmom, or my great grandmom, because she used to work at GE, which is just up the highway from us, just a few miles. And she made a lot of money doing quality control on prototype aircraft parts and all that kind of jazz. She made a killing. But in the end, the stuff used in those aircraft parts killed her. She got cancer from all the asbestos and caustic chemicals that they put in this shit. They're worried about knives. Okay. Shit. You're more than likely to die from the shit that you inhaled in the plane than you are dying from a plane crash. I want to talk about security, safety, and how safe aircrafts are. Kiss my ass, dude. Look at how fast cancer rates have spiked in the last 30 years. It went from 1 in 10,000 to 1 in 2,000 in less than 50 years. Something we're doing nowadays is bringing up that count, folks. Every time they supposedly nick something in the bud that's causing a problem, they come out with something else that's just as dangerous. Your clean burning plastics in your couch that burn worse than anything else in history. Your flashover fires caused by caustic chemicals giving off by the plastic your appliances are built with. And then, of course, you got firemen dying early because they're fighting said fires and breathing that shit in, even though supposedly they got oxygenated breathing apparatuses. Fuck all that shit. Quit lying to people. Just tell them what it is. You're good in this profession, you might die. Just fucking say it. Shit. I don't want to hear no fucking BS about this. This is a minorly dangerous profession. Blow it out your ass, dude. Don't fucking lie to me. Ain't no minorly dangerous about it. With the asbestos, lead, creosote, caustic chemicals like mercury and xenon coming out of TVs and shit while it's burning. You're saying, oh, fireman is a mildly dangerous profession. Kiss my ass. Ain't nobody fucking with you. Quit lying to people. Sure, it's a great profession if you want to help people, but who's gonna help you when you get cancer from all that shit? The doctors are all out to make as much money as possible. The insurance company is not gonna want to cover it because it's an ailment caused by a job that you chose. So who in the end is these supposedly EPA-friendly things supposed to be helping? Because it's not helping me. It's not helping you. It's not helping the firemen stay safe. It's definitely not gonna burn clean. Blacker than the ace of spades and make you look like a charcoal briquette. That's all that is. Spend $40 million every year trying to find burn-resistant materials, and all they have to do is make it out of something that has a super high burn temp. Like sheetrock. It stinks when it burns, but it puts itself out. And it doesn't release anything about formaldehyde, which, sure, it's dangerous to breathe, but chances are you ain't gonna die from it. It's the other shit. Minorly dangerous profession. My asshole. You'd be safer going up to the International Space Station than you would be being a fucking fireman. Or any of those professions, really. It's a good profession. It saves people's lives. But like I said, who's saving them? Who is actually gonna try to help them? You gotta twist the guy's nipples just to get a Xanax to stop the nosebleeds from the chronic chemicals they're inhaling. Or, you know what I mean. Not Xanax, but the idea is the same. You gotta go through so many fucking hoops just to get help in some of these professions. It's ridiculous. Oh. Alright, well, if you're still there, I am getting ready to turn this off. It's like, for real. Who is actually going to be helping them if anything happens to them? I want to just finish digging out this room and placing the borders. Okay.